Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Ryan Stack. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this recording. I wanted to put together an entire overview, top to bottom, of the details behind what is Shop.com, the shopping annuity market in America, the unfranchised business, so that anyone who's out there looking or anyone who's trying to get the details of how this business works and how it operates, that you have a place to be able to view that content. So I'm going to cover a lot in this overview, and I'm going to be inserting my own personal experience and where I see things going today, so that hopefully you can get a little bit more out of what you may traditionally find through, what the company has put out there. So if you don't know who I am, just here's my contact information as well as my wife's contact information. Feel free to follow us, or if you have questions after this, you can obviously follow up with the person who shared this with you, but feel free, if you have some questions that you think we could help you answer, shoot us some information there. We started this business 14 years ago, really as just an additional stream of income, and it surpassed our expectations in every way. We're at probably the best place we've ever been in 14 years with the business, and we're now tripling down to build it even bigger and help more people, because I really feel that the trends that are happening right now are now making this a lot easier for people, and it's really that Shop.com has come of age. So let's jump into this. There's going to be a lot I'm going to cover, so please grab a pen, paper, a tablet, any way you can take notes, because if it's your first time seeing this, you're going to need to see the whole thing top to bottom. Then what you want to do is write down the questions and things you need additional information on, and that's going to be your next step. Okay, fair enough? So the reason why I'm tripling down is because I believe these four trends are accelerating how quickly we can build this. And let's get into these trends. So obviously the first one we're all recognizing as happening right now. It's not something that's coming soon. It's now has already hit, and now it's going to begin to accelerate. But the old way of selling products, or the store distribution model, is now literally failing in front of our eyes. Some of the biggest stores you and I have shopped at, grown up with, are either not going to be here today, they filed bankruptcy, or many of them are going to be going down that path in the next 6 months to a year to the next 5 years. And so this is happening at an accelerated rate. And it's because we have the rise of online sales or mobile sales with our cell phones, and that's now accelerating. I just want to show you two numbers right there between 2016 and 2017, and I just picked the holiday shopping season. But look, Black Friday 2016, $1 billion was spent on mobile, $3 billion was spent online, and the next time, Black Friday next year in 2017, it went to $5 billion online and doubled on mobile. Things are happening faster and accelerating faster, and a big cause or big reason for that is the convenience of everyone now, no matter what generation you're on, can use a smartphone, and now you really have a digital way to buy everything you ever need, and it's just a convenience thing and it's a price thing. The third trend that's happening is now attention is spanning across a lot of different areas that are not traditional. And to me, this is the next big evolution to figure this out, because right now, traditional ad spend is not delivering the brand recognition or sales that they once did. The ROI is no longer there, and it's because we are now very much so a social media driven society. And I say that meaning everywhere you go, people are looking down on a screen, and they're not looking at traditional means of advertising. And it's put an interesting place for advertising, because now stores don't know where to get the consumer's attention because it's so many different places. But if you could actually monetize a social network of people to relay the information, it actually becomes cheaper and more productive, more profitable, and easier to move product. And so this is where I want you to really pay attention, is this change, or the digital ad spend that's moving the game of advertising, but it's also evolving the game of advertising. And then the last one is the rise of the entrepreneur. Because technology has allowed us to go into entrepreneurship for pennies at the dollar without risking our job, we now can really, any one of us can enter that world. And now it's becoming more of a 1099 world than a W-2 world. So I want you to think of all these different things that are happening that really has pushed why this business model is so attractive to so many people. And I view this really as a next generation business platform. MarketAmericaShop.com gives you access to sell millions of dollars of product without any inventorying through their platform, the ability to earn on your spending and linking shoppers together, the ability to sell exclusive brands of products and expand distribution, and you can do it again for pennies on the dollar without risking what you already do. Now, I just want to really quickly try to drive home this point before I get into the specifics of this model, because this really sets it up perfectly so that you can understand this, because it is one of the biggest shifts I see, and I see Shop.com as the only one who's actually evolved to where the business world is going. So let's just look. I think we all realize why store distribution model has collapsed. We all used to buy products and services in stores, but it was a very costly thing because they had to pre-order the product, ship it, then bring it to all the retail stores. Then they had to spend money on advertising, which draws up or increases the cost of that product. And you and I then get a product that has been marked up several times because of that. And that is pre-internet an okay model, right? There's really not too many alternatives. But when the internet came, all of a sudden they said we no longer need wholesalers. We no longer need retail. We'll direct ship right to the customer. And it's going to lower costs because we don't have all the overhead. And this is why stores are collapsing faster. They didn't plan for this. They thought they could evolve slowly, but this is now a speed world. Everything's happening faster. But notice the one thing that they still have in common with stores is that you and I don't go to those internet stores unless they do what? They still spend money on risky traditional advertising. So this really is the next phase, is how do we remove that? Just like we removed the cost of stores and wholesale, warehousing, for the internet, how do we get rid of that to evolve it to be even more efficient to sell a product? And if we can do that, it drives the product sales down. And that's exactly what Shop.com did. They got rid of everything that brick and mortar has as an expense or risky. And then they got rid of one store selling all the product, which then coincidentally got rid of the need for traditional ad costs. And now you can sell a product to the consumer at the best possible price with no traditional risk and moving products and services. So I'm going to break this down so you really understand this, because there's nothing else that's doing this. And I hope you understand how really of an opportunity this is, because the whole world's trying to figure this out, but it's already been done and figured out by Shop.com. This really is a traditional how internet stores are doing it today. They have manufacturers selling products, and then they have stores that upload products to that store, right, like a reseller. And then the store gives a small cut to those, but they keep the customer and they keep the sale, right? That's how .com or big, internet companies operate. Then they pay all the traditional ad costs, and yes, they're moving to digital, but that's still risky. Meaning, if I pay Google for a click, for someone to click on my ad, that doesn't mean I make money. So I'm still risking the idea that I could spend more money than I make in profit. Okay. A lot of these big retailers then add memberships to try to draw up some more additional revenue to offload or offset, other expenses that they have, so they can still have some profits. And then here you and I come, the consumer, and we're going to take all the money we make and we're going to then spend it directly through that one site, give all our money to that one site, and that store is going to make the most. Then money, of course, goes to the advertising companies that make the money, and then a small piece or percentage gets sent to the manufacturers and stores and affiliates. But the problem with the stores and affiliates is they gave up the customer. So see, this model isn't actually this incredibly evolved model. It really just got rid of stores. And what's going to happen now in the future is all these internet stores are going to compete to sell the same product, but they don't have what? They don't have loyalty, because you and I know what you're about to buy, you only care who's selling it the cheapest. So it's going to be a price war, and it's going to kill margins. And eventually what's happening with stores will happen with online stores in the next 5 to 10 years. And here's how Shop.com has really revolutionized this. And I want to break this down again so you really understand this cognitively. Is take a look at what they do. They also have some manufacturers that make products that want to sell directly through Shop.com. They have stores and affiliates, but unlike the old model I just showed you, the internet model before this, we actually want to give the customers to those stores so we can work with them and not take away from them. It's more of a synergistic win-win situation rather than we want to keep your customers. So we give them back to the stores, but we get paid for delivering the customer. Then we have our own exclusive products through shop.com so we can move in and out of markets. And then we also have the ability to funnel sales to local businesses. And again, they'll pay us if we guarantee them a sale, and then we'll provide the distribution for the store, so it's a win-win. So in this equation, this alone is already better because it's better for every business rather than trying to take from every business, okay? Now, they don't have any traditional ad costs or memberships, and this is the important thing. This is the next evolution. How on earth can you get the customer to buy if you don't have money going out to try to get their attention in the traditional sense? And here's how exactly they did it, is they allowed individuals the right to own and operate the website platform, shop.com, so that people could then use it to build their own business and establish their own customer base. And to me, this was the most brilliant thing. It's so simple, but there's technology that needs to exist for this to be here, is the ability to allow others to own it, and then to be able to track everything they've done to pay them on their effort. So when they did this, here's how this operates. Consumers can still shop, but they're shopping through an individual owner who's tied into the website, and it allows a direct access to the customer without any risky advertising, meaning we can sell everything we want, and only when we sell a company's product do they have to pay a small percentage, but they already guaranteed, they already made the profit. So take a look how this works. Now you want to buy a product through shop.com as the customer. When you shop through shop.com, remember you're shopping through a local business owner who owns that site. You're not shopping through one big hub of a company. And because you do that, there's enough profit because they don't have to pay traditional ad costs that the consumer gets paid for anything they buy. They go to Home Depot, they go to, Walmart, they buy through shop.com directly. We have enough margin to be able to reward the customer economically because they're the one providing the profit for everything. Why not give them part of the profit? And that creates economic loyalty. They're included, so they're going to want to come back. And whoever found the customer, whether it was social media or whatever it happened to be, they get paid for finding that, for the sale of that, whatever that person bought. Then the most magical part of what this company's figured out is whoever linked or whoever is working together, they get paid collaboratively. Meaning if I sold a product through my shop.com store, I would make the profit, but 100% of the volume from that customer sale would pay everyone in the line of partnerships because it's one company that is everyone doing a little piece for everyone to get paid. Shop.com gets paid, and of course, the manufacturer stores, exclusive brands, and the local economy also gets paid. So in this model, do you notice how there's not one person who isn't compensated? And the reason all of this income exists is because when you don't give it to try to drive TV commercial ads and Google ads and Facebook ads and YouTube ads, and you just literally say, hey, when you're talking with people in your own social networks, and you find someone who wants something that we have that we can offer, and you get them to buy, the customer gets paid, you get paid, and everyone in the chain gets paid because there's enough money to pay everyone when you don't have to pay the traditional ad costs. There's that much money tied up in traditional ads, and when you do it this way, it benefits everyone economically. And when everyone starts shopping together, this cycle repeats itself over and over and over and over again. So all shop.com is an evolved distribution model that is 5 to 10 years ahead of where the internet or .com distribution model is today. And now people are starting to understand this. They want to be cut in the economy. They want a lower cost of goods. They want to provide a better way for customers to get what they want. And the only company that's figured this out to be able to track it all with the platforms and technology in place is shop.com. All right. So if you understand that, let's get into the specifics. So there's two ways people can build a customer base when they're owners, okay? The first one is getting paid on everything you have to buy. When we can track what people want and companies are willing to pay us, we have a compensation model to then say, okay, whatever you have to buy, let's get you paid. And that's called the shopping annuity, getting paid on the money you already have to spend. So this is what it looks like online. I'll take you through some of their technologies to just give you a little bit of a taste of what this looks like. If you go online to shop.com, remember you're shopping through a local owner or your own site if you own it, and you simply get paid cash back as a customer and a business owner. Every time I'm about to buy something online, you're going to get paid for that, and it's good as cash, meaning they'll direct deposit it into your checking account once it's over $10, okay? So here how it works, you just see it there, and then you simply type in what product you want or the store you want to go to. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, and I'm just going to give you the example. Let's say you wanted to go to Staples today, so you got to get something printed. You go to Staples Copy and Print Center, and then you'll notice if it's a store, it'll pop up, and it gives you two numbers. One is how much cash back you're going to earn, and in this case, it's 9%. So if I spend $100 at Staples today, I get $9 back in cash. And then as owners, we get something called IBV, or Internet Business Volume, and that says 8%. As owners, we can get paid up to $1,500 a week per business that you're building on the IBV point side. So that's another way you get compensated for buying and having customers buy through your site. The nice part is someone would click, go to store, and then all of a sudden they would go to Staples. Staples would still keep the customer, but we get paid for finding the customer and guaranteeing them a sale, and that's how it works. And these are all the stores that have partnered with Shop.com. Thousands of stores, including ways to buy groceries or discounted gift cards, and all the major retailers that you and I shop at. It's endless at this point, because when people say, well, why are all these stores doing this? Because the old way of advertising is not working, and for them to say, advertise us for free and we'll guarantee you 5%, 10% for every sale or customer that buys something from our store that you generated. So it's a more direct, streamlined way to get to the customer, okay? So that's why we get paid. It's from these stores. And then we have technologies to make sure you never mess this up. We have something called Shop Buddy. And what I mean by is messing it up is risking doing something without getting paid your cash back. So you can download this once you become an owner or a customer. And what happens is the next time you go to shop, let's say through Google, and let's say you forgot about shop.com, notice in the search results, you're going to see all the stores that are partnered with us that we can pay you to shop at, as well as the deals that we found. And you simply go right there. Shop Buddy will pop up. If you're not logged in, it'll tell you to log in. And once you're logged in, it's going to drop down the deals that they found, the cash back, and you can continue shopping, okay? And you simply get paid. So you actually went directly to another site, didn't go to shop.com, and we still can make sure you get paid having this app downloaded on your laptop, okay? It does a lot of other things as well, and I just want to point out a few features here. Is one of them, let's say you happen to be on another competitor's website, right? A store that's not partnered with us or is partnered with us. It really doesn't matter. Let's say I'm, here on Amazon, I found the TV I want for $2,297, and I think it's the best deal, I don't know, and all of a sudden Shop Buddy pops down. If we can beat it, if shop.com can beat the price, or one of our partner stores can, check this out. It says, no, wait a minute, we found the same TV for $1,848 plus $36 cash back plus the IBV, which you get paid additional money as an owner, and then it'll tell you buy now. You can go direct to that store, and you saved yourself a couple $100, okay? Or obviously better than trusting what another store is selling it for. Okay, here's another example. Going to Overstock, you're buying a toy for your nephew or something like that, and it'll if it's cheaper somewhere else, it's going to let you know where we found that product cheaper, so you can go right there and save the money. Another new feature that this has, I love that if you're at checkout, let's say of your favorite store, you can click on this little app that pops up through Shop Buddy. It says, hey, wait a minute, before you check out, we found some coupons. You click on that, and it's going to automatically apply every single coupon code until it finds the lowest price possible with a certain combination of coupons. And you can see it happening real time over there in the corner. It's applying every single code. It's going to know if it's a code that it can use or it can't use, or how much it's going to save. And once it finds the perfect combination which brings the shopping cart to the lowest possible price, is when it then applies it and you put it right there in the coupon box, and it saves you the most amount of money. So I just think, the whole idea of this company is to, again, drive customers at the lowest possible price, but make sure it's profitable for every person in the chain, from the consumer to the retailer, so that everyone wins. And that's what they've done with this. They also support brick and mortar businesses, which I love, because there's really no system out there really driving traffic to local companies, and we do. So far, over 20,000 local businesses, okay, have partnered with us, and here's what we do is they have the ability to do what these big online retailers do, and here's how it works for everyone. You as a customer and owner can link your credit cards that you use in local stores. A local business can simply partner with us at no cost, and they pay just like the online retailers do once we guarantee them a sale. You can download the shop.com app, and then once you do that, you can be notified where all the Shop Local stores are, and you simply go into the store, swipe your debit or credit card, and you'll get a confirmation text that says, "Congratulations from Shop Local. You just earned cash back on whatever place you just went." So how cool is that? Link up your cards, and then that's it. You set it. You don't have to worry about it. You go into those local Shop Local stores, you swipe your card, and you get paid. So what it does is it drives local business up. It drives more people to want to go there, and the reason is because we're going to get compensated for it, and you're going to go there more than a store that doesn't, right? So that's how this works. It's, again, synergistic, and coming soon, I just wanted to show some of these updates that the company's been sharing. Some of the largest retailers are now coming on board with this. Again, it's cheaper to get the customer by paying only when they guarantee a profit, and if we can provide that, then it's a win for everyone. And here's some of the stores are looking to get on board. Some of them are already coming on board or in the process. But I just want you to think, if you could get paid for all of this, why wouldn't you want to have this even on that level? Yes, you have to build a business if you decide you want to earn more. But even on the customer side, doesn't this make sense? In a big way it does, because you're going to spend it anyway. So that's really, in 2018 and beyond, that was different than when I came on board in 2004. We now have the ability to get paid on every single thing that we spend money on, and there's no other business that has this. And it's in a system that makes it better for everyone in the chain, right? It's an evolved way and a better way than how we do it currently. So you really have two choices: spend all your money and overspend, or spend the money you have to and just get compensated for that going forward, okay? So what do you prefer? And I think it's an obvious answer to say, well, I'd rather get paid. And again, you're supporting all businesses, not taking from them. And the other side of this business is a business within a business. That means you get to tap into the most profitable billion or trillion dollar markets and have Shop.com provide you with the exclusive brands at wholesale that you can sell at retail. So this allows you about 2,100 products that you can drop ship today. Doesn't need to be inventoried, and you now have exclusive brands that are designed to take market share. And here's how the company does it. They only target billion or trillion dollar industries, and they do it if they can compete on price and they can compete on quality or service, meaning make something better or fill a void in the marketplace. So I don't have time to go through the 2,100 products, but I'm going to give you two examples through this so you can understand how that would then apply to all the different industries we're in, okay? So one of the examples I'll give is in the health and nutrition category or industry. We all know that supplementation is now needed today because the foods we eat are just void of the nutrition. It's not the same nutrition from 100 years ago that there is today. And so we know we have to supplement. So here's one example out of 2,100 products that they have and how they've designed to take market share and provide you a product that you can sell and have repeat customers and referrals. So supplements typically are in pill form, and the problem with pills is that your body has to break down the pill. 3 to 4 hours typically in digestion, and then if there's binders and fillers, it makes the body hard or unable to break it down, and many times you just simply don't get the nutrition in that supplement. So they came out with supplements in what's called isotonic form, which means you can mix it and drink it on an empty stomach, and your body can absorb the most amount of nutrition because it doesn't need to be digested. It's already ready to be absorbed. So if you could get more of the nutrition using this compared to any other supplement on the market, wouldn't you want to make the switch? And do you think it would then deliver? And the answer is yes. So one of the top selling products, you can write this down, a research called OPC3, a super antioxidant, and millions of dollars of that one product sold weekly. And I'm just pointing that out because that's on no ads, that's on word of mouth, and that's on people buying it and wanting to buy it again. And that's how all these products were created. So we have products in the age management category and baby and children's care, TLS for people that want to go into the weight management category, Nutrimetrics to work exclusively with doctors and health professionals, 4 different types of skincare line, Motives Cosmetics, personal care products, enzyme-based cleaning products from the home, music platform through Conquer so we can bring on musicians, financial services that help get rid of interest on all of your debt, and we have technology through MA web centers called Web Solutions. So if you want to go into the area of building websites for businesses and manage social media and Google AdWords and everything that goes into the digital side of the business, you can go in there with that product line. And it's always going to be evolving. And here's a perfect example. There was a new ingredient that hit the marketplace, Well Trim IG, and so they paired it with black tea extract, again, which has a lot of antioxidant properties to it. And when you put these two together, Well Trim IG, in the study that was done over 10 weeks, 52 participants lost 28 pounds and 6.3% body fat having that product. Using that product every single day, the same amount that's in that product. So this has been a product that they can't keep on the shelf. It's sold out in 48 hours the first time, sold out in 15 minutes the second time they got the second shipment in, and then they took pre-orders, tens of thousands of pre-orders for the first time in company history. And I'm pointing this out because when you have a product that can change lives and people are getting such a great result, and you get it in the hands of someone, they're going to want to buy it again. And that's the business you want to be in. Always moving where the next product in demand is. And that way you can always do it with this business, okay? So this is all powered by Market America. And go ahead, and you're going to want to do all your research. I did as well. And you want to start looking at the facts. Market America's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Won the Torch Award through the Better Business Bureau 2 times. And the last one just this last year. They're in the top internet's 500 list. And when people look at the credibility, the top internet's 500 is the most competitive retailing spot in the world. That's your Amazon's, Home Depot's, Walmart's, Target's, Apple's, Microsoft. It's the big players. But the only difference is between us and them is you can own this. And we're working in collaboration with the majority of all the internet's top stores versus trying to take away from them. And I really believe that's the future of business, is always working in collaboration. More powerful together, supporting each other than we are trying to outdo each other, So the company does publish their financials. They've never had a down quarter in the last 25 years. So that's quarter after quarter, or every 3 months out profits the previous 3 months for the last 25 years, over $7.6 billion in sales. And now this number's updated. You can look for yourself. $4.2 billion of that has been paid back out to Shop.com independent owners, people that have decided to come on board and build a business for themselves using this platform. Okay, so really important that no matter what the economy or what other businesses have thrown out into the industries we're in, or where the consumer behavior is switching, this company has always been designed to move where the masses are moving and move where the demand's moving. Okay, it's most like modernized franchising. You're going to want to wrap your head, what is this like? But it's unlike anything you've seen before. The best phrase I could tell you is it's like modernized franchising. Everything that franchises does without the limitations that they have, and you can do this part-time. It's systemized, standardized, and you get to learn exactly how to do it step by step from other successful people as well as the company's trainings so that you can apply it to build a successful business yourself. Okay, so let me get into now the compensation, or what I want to call the math of what it takes to start this and what it takes to grow it to the income that you may be looking for. And I know you're not going to understand this right away. I know you're not going to be able to wrap your head around the percentages. And I'm going to put in the description of this a video that I did to really help you break down what would it take to make 3 to 600 a month or 1,500 a month or, 6 figures a year, whatever the number is for you. Not everyone wants huge income. Some people just want, a little bit of part-time income coming in. Whatever you want, I've already done the math in a video, and my hope is that video is going to save you a lot of time, okay? So once you're done watching this, if you're still confused, take a look at that link below, and that'll take you through the math. But let's get into at least how this works so you can understand it to then go do your own research going forward. They call this a 2 to 3 year plan. It was really work part-time, 8 to 15 hours a week, in addition to what you already do, over 24 to 36 months to be able to develop a substantial ongoing income. And that was the plan, and that's still, and I actually believe it can happen a lot faster because of technology today. So there's 5 steps to get this up and running, and I'm going to try to cover all the costs as well, so you'll kind of get everything in this part of the presentation. So step 1 of 5, if someone just wants to sell product, there's a way you can come on board at no cost. So it gives you the ability to drop ship products, earn cash back, earn a retail profit, and build a business that way. But I'm going to talk just for this overview on what it takes to build an unfranchise. That means you're actually going to own this, and you're going to develop expansion, and you're going to have the ability to get paid on an ongoing basis, okay? So if you're someone who's looking to do that, these are the steps from here on out. It's going to cost you $399 total plus tax to get your business up and running, and that includes a subscription fee and everything else to get your business established. You get your shop.com site, you get over 2,100 products that you have exclusive rights to sell and get it at wholesale and drop ship it for a retail profit. You have the ability to expand distribution, get paid on everyone's shopping and your own shopping, and now you have true leverage. The business, just like franchising, we open up digital stores rather than brick and mortar stores, and they give you 3. Each one of these can earn you up to $187,000 on an annual basis, and then it's capped. So the reason they give you 3 is if you're ever not happy at that capped income that you've already achieved, you can open up your 2nd, 3rd, and then from that point on, if you choose you want to open more, you can. But the other 2 come in at no additional cost. So you have 3 businesses ready to go. We're going to go build one for 2, 3 years, and then it's up to you or optional if you want to build the other 2, okay? That also includes a couple different varieties of products in inventory to start your business, all included, by the way, with the $399. So the idea is that depending on what area you want to try and sample some products in, you get 4 options, but you still have the ability to go into all the markets I already covered, okay? I'm just pointing this out so that you know you're going to get all this when you start, so you have the ability to at least, try the product, sample the product, retail the product right away when you start your business. It also gives you 8 additional websites, including the shop.com, so that you can market your business and run your business. It gives you all the trainings and access to all the materials to learn how to do this, as well as the last 2 bullets here that I want to just talk really briefly about. You get access to other successful owners on a webinar basis and a classroom basis, so that they will teach you everything they know on how they built the business, so that you can apply any of those techniques to run your own business using the same platform. And you're actually going to have someone that's going to walk you through this whole process top to bottom to make sure it works and it's successful for you. One thing I want to point out, when you start the business for $399, nobody earns a commission on that. That goes directly to shop.com. The only reason to bring a partner on and for us to work with someone is if we know that you have what it takes and you have the desire to want to build a successful business. That's the only way we get paid, is if someone comes on board and ends up running a successful shop.com business. Okay, so we want to make sure we're working with you and teach you how to avoid the mistakes we made and get you to earn money faster than we ever could. And if we can all assemble and do that together, it's better for you, it's better for us, it's a win. So you're going to get a team of people that are going to help you to the finish line until you understand how to run and operate this by yourself. Okay, so that's really important. So step 1 is the whole business is up and running within 15 minutes to 30 minutes of when you launch. So step 2 is now we're going to start building it. Here's how they track how much you get paid on an ongoing basis when you begin to expand your business. So they pay us in two different volume tracking methods. One is called BV, which is short for business volume, and it can run on average about 80% to the dollar. And these are just for the exclusive branded products. So all of the 2,100 plus products that the company has that we can sell, we get at wholesale, we sell at retail, and you make money. And then you also get about 80% to the dollar in BV, and these points can accumulate to earn you up to $2,100 a week per business. Okay, so that's really, important to generate as much as you can, and that's on your own spending and then having a retail base of customers. You get paid on all of it. And the other way we get paid is the internet business volume and shop local. Anytime we go to Best Buy or, Sears or all the stores that are partnered with us, which will forever be changing and evolving and adding to, as well as the shop local stores, you get IBV, and that can add up to pay you up to $1,500 a week per business, and you also get the cash back. So our goal is, how do we get as much of this volume moving through your business as possible? Okay, and the way you want to think about this is transferring everything you can to your own brands and then shopping through your site and shop local, and then finding a few people who would want to buy some of our exclusive products so you can service those customers and have a retail base. That's really what this company was designed to do. Transfer your spending and earn shopping annuity, develop a customer base of 10 to 15 people who could really benefit from the products and services we offer, and manage those customers, and then duplicate, meaning expand business. Okay. Step 3 is when you plug this business in and you start with the $399, it generates that initial product ordering that comes with that. And all of a sudden, what ends up happening is these banks now track everything you do business-wise and your customers do, to then start releasing payments or ongoing income for the business and the customer sales that are coming through your business. Step 4. The reason why they're going to pay us residual income, or let me call that ongoing income, is on the successful expansion of running 2 lines of distribution. And this is really mirrored off of franchising, meaning if you don't expand distribution, you can sit here and run a retail business, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you just want to sell products and services, that's great. Great money in there. You could operate this business that way, no problem. But the problem is, you're always going to be as good as your last sale or your last customer. So you're always going to want to be increasing that. So here, what we don't want you to do is increase that, because then it increases your time. So rather than trying to get all the customers yourself, what we want you to do is open up a shop.com store on the left and a shop.com store on the right, and then teach those people how to own and operate a company, generate their own customers, and we get 100% of all customers, and we get paid on 100% of what the entire organization does synergistically. So in other words, you increase your income without increasing your time. And that's really important on ongoing income. You have to expand past yourself. It's a big reason why franchising opens up more stores than trying to just sell a lot through one location. They know one location will max out in its distribution at some point, which if they only want to make that much money, great. But the only way to expand is they got to open up more points of distribution, and therefore they can make more income without increasing the time. Does this make sense to everyone on here? So instead of you opening up the stores and putting employees there, we want to modernize this where we can say, no, let's actually find people who want to own and operate this. Let's lock arms. We'll work together, because then that way, if they want to build this bigger, they get to earn their own income and own their own business, and they can build this as big as they want, and they can be attached to you so you can help them in the process. So everyone here is then tied to how much money do you want to make, and you can go build that however big you want to, versus being limited if they were an employee, to a salary, okay? And that's why we find owners. So in your head, it's going to take at least 2 great owners, and then to build beneath them with additional owners and customers to get this to the scale of whatever business size you want to build it to, okay? But the great thing is, everything is driven beneath the 2 lines of distribution. We only have to be in one spot working with Mark and his group, or Kate and her group, and everyone financially benefits, okay? So this business, just so you know, in 1992 solved the problem with corporate America, which then has plagued the problem in network marketing or multi-level marketing. One of the biggest things people mistake this for is one of those things. And one of those things, what they mean is multi-level marketing or network marketing, and they call them pyramids, right? And it's the shape of every corporate structure where someone started a company and needed help. They needed to leverage their time, so they hired a vice president, district managers, sales reps, on and on and on. And it creates this tier effect, if you will, and the shape of a triangle. The problem that this has, and they're not illegal, this is how every company on the planet is shaped. This is how every organization is built. It's just delegation, right? And tied into the economics of business. And here's the problem with this. If I said who makes the most amount of money in this pyramid shape, you would probably say, and you would probably be right to say the person at the top. And that's how it's always, the person who risked to start it is expanded. All the benefits go to the one individual who owns the company. And the people to the left and right don't help each other because economically they don't get paid to help each other. So they're all in competition. And then the people who are managing the people at the bottom don't teach them everything because then their job would be at risk. So there's a lot of flaws in this. Here's the problem. Home-based companies in the 50s and multi-level marketing and network marketing copied this, but they even made it harder because they pay on percentages per level, which means that everyone becomes incredibly competitive. They have to recruit too many people, and they can't possibly build it while working a job and building the same structure part-time and then trying to do them both at the same time. What ends up happening is if they ever build it, it begins to collapse on the weight of the competition model. So that's the problem with home-based businesses. So this company, and this is why no one understands or can wrap their head around it, they got rid of that. They said, let's actually structure it where two vertical lines of distribution, whoever leads to who is connected for life, whoever sells a product can be shared 100%. And in this model, if I said who makes the most amount of money, you wouldn't be able to answer that because it could be the person at the bottom left. Because whatever the person at the top does pays all of the people below. Whatever the people below do, pay them and pay everyone that they're attached to. We all work together to ensure everyone's economic success. If you understand this, at least at the core, I want you to go do the research so you can understand the math behind it because it'll blow your mind. I'm not saying take my word for it. I'm saying take the time to not overlook this because this is something no company has ever been able to figure out. A lot of companies have tried to copy elements of what this company is, but no one's figured out anywhere close to how we can pay out as much as I'm going to show you and have it be shared with the entire organization. It's brilliant, and it's one of the greatest secrets the company still has that no one's been able to in 25 years copy, and I think I'd be pretty accurate to say I don't think anyone will, okay? So here's what we end up doing. Everyone comes on board, and remember, you get paid on all your shopping. You have a base customers, a 10 to 15 customers, and we all can specialize in whatever aspect of the business we want. If we want to work with doctors, great, or website design, perfect, cleaning supplies, or a combination of all of them, the shopping annuity. We all get to do our own thing, and people can work with whoever they choose, and it doesn't matter who they bring on and partner with. It's all part of the larger company, and we share 100% on that. So let me just give an example. This all expands, and unlike the old model, their traditional model of business, these little dots that you see are just someone who knows someone. Think about it like social media, but monetized. I knew you. We have the same vision of where this is going. We both want to build this for our own personal reasons. We want to work together to make sure we can build it faster together. And now everything we ever do, we both earn off each other's efforts so we can multiply our time. So that's how these little dots, whoever led to who, is connected so everyone can benefit economically. But just put yourself at the top where it says you. And let's say I decided to partner with you and I'm Matt at the bottom left, okay? You did not need to necessarily bring me on. You already have an established business, but I'm a third person you knew. I really want to work with you. You can place me in the organization underneath any of the networks that you've already established. Let's say it's Chris. Okay, I don't know Chris, but now I'm attached to Chris, and Chris's doctor introduced him, and then the doctor was introduced by Mark, who was your, coworker, and that's how that whole line is connected. But watch this. You have a customer who orders a product that you worked hard to get. The company then awards you the commission in BV for that sale. In our business, we can share 100% of the sale with any person we personally are working with that we brought into the business. Okay, so watch this. I came in, I'm now getting paid off of people who've built this business before me today. And that has never happened. This doesn't exist in any other model. You go check it. You go do your own research. But that changes my outlook and my perception of the business, because I just got paid 100% on a customer that you went to find and work hard to get. So I get paid, but watch this. The network that I'm partnered with, they also get 100% paid on that, and you get it back anyways. And this goes on and on and on. And you do this, and Mark and Kate and Sarah and everyone does their part to push the volume to the people they're working with that they personally brought into the business. And what does this really do? That means the company has mathematically, over the last 25 years, found a way for a single sale to pay hundreds and thousands of people to still have enough money for everyone to be a profitable company, the manufacturer, the shop.com independent owner, all of us. And there's a couple reasons behind that you're going to have to get clarification after this. I'll give you a couple. Each one of these businesses is capped at $187,000 a year, and each one to get paid has to run 2 lines of distribution, okay? But we get to share in all of that profit. Again, this doesn't happen anywhere. And partners lead to partners over and over and over again. And so we're always going to be expanding where? Beneath Mark and Kate, and deeper and deeper and deeper, because we don't have to go wide like the other models. We just keep building in depth, and then when we build in depth, everyone profits 100%, and this goes on and on and on, and there's no end to it. I started this in 2004, and I can't tell you how many people they just keep coming on underneath, and this allows us to keep it part-time and make sure everyone's economically benefiting off of the efforts of everyone collectively. Okay, it really is brilliant. I'm going to show you how the income works, how we get paid, and then I'm going to wrap it up, but I do want to disclose that depending on your effort and your ability to follow this will really determine how successful you are financially. I believe that there's no easier model to get paid on the least amount of customers or the least amount of people for the most amount of profit like there is here, but it's going to take your own effort. It really is based on what you decide to do, okay? So here's how we get paid. Picture this. These are all the households that own the shop.com platform. They're owners. They also have their own customers who you don't see, but they're connected to their business. And everything we ever buy online, offline, and we're selling to customers, and customers are buying through us, that all comes through our businesses. And remember, we get to place it down with the partners we brought in personally, and then everything then flows up. And everyone has their own bank, so we can track how much each person gets paid based on their business, okay? So here's how it works. Every single day, the company's going to take all of the shopping, all of the partner store, sales, all of the shop local, all of the retail, and it's going to add it up. And it's going to look to see how much volume you got. And every Friday night at midnight, it's going to calculate how much you're going to get paid in commission based on all of those sales. So here's how they do that. BV, remember, is the exclusive brands the company has. And here's how it works. If it sees 1,200 BV on the left and right, it's going to direct deposit a $300 check. Okay, and so if it falls below, it's going to keep rolling over. The company actually gives you 365 days per BV for you to make sure you always get paid and there's no end of the month. So the idea is that whatever pace you want to go at, go for it, and this will keep rolling over until you hit. So it's always a matter of, it's just a matter of time when, and that's determined by how quickly you want to build this, okay? So the internet also does the same thing, and you have IBV, and when that fills up 1,200 IBV on the left and right, it gives you another $300 check. So they're independent, they run separately, but the idea was now to double the profits you can make because we can get paid on internet in addition to the exclusive brands that we have today, okay? And internet, I also want to include the shop local because it's internet and offline. Now what happens is every day these are just going to add up, and I shop at Home Depot and I sell a product or OPC3. I have someone that buys trim tea. Everyone's doing this and 100% is flowing up, and the next bubble fills up, it's another $600. And this continues on for another $600, and when it fills up the last bubble, they double it and they give you $1,200 total. So for filling these banks from zero all the way to the top, which is 5,000 BV and 5,000 IBV, that's a total of $3,000. Now, this is not showing retail profit that would be on top of this, and cash back, which is also on top of this. This is the ongoing income that the business itself is producing as a whole. Okay, so here's what happens naturally. As you build this, it takes time to understand and build and implement and find the partners and train them. But now, just like a franchise, you have all of these stores that have their own customers and volume coming through them that can work independently of you needing to be there. So what do you think happens the second time it goes to fill up the banks? The second time, it's going to do the same thing, but there's a lot more stores producing a lot more volume. And so this tends to happen twice as fast. And then you begin to compress it 0 to 5,000, in 12 weeks to 9 weeks to 7 weeks to 5 weeks to 4 weeks and all the way to weekly if that's what you care to earn, to bring you to $3,000 a week. But it's whatever you want out of it. If you just want $1,500, coming in every month, great. You fill this up halfway every 4 weeks and you can have a nice ongoing income of $1,500 that can mature to become bigger. Okay? The company also gives you a bonus anytime you help anyone on the left and right fill up their BV banks the same week you do. That's $1,500 total for them, and the company gives you an extra $600. That brings you to a max of $3,600 a week you can earn on one of these businesses, and then you're capped. Okay, it's a big reason why we can share so much volume is because we cap our income with people who have hit that level. Now, remember I said the company gives you 3 of these, and as you build one, notice what happens to the second and third. They actually get half built. So at the point of being maxed out, if you ever choose you want to make more money and you want to help more people, the company wants to be able to award you for going above and beyond and expanding even bigger. You can work with a third person, and that doubles your income. And if you want to work with a fourth person and build that line out, that then brings you to $10,000 a week, $10,800 to be exact, where you'd be maxed out. And that would be basically doing double the effort for triple the payout. Does that make sense? And then the company gives you additional businesses that you get to place again at the very bottom. And the idea is that if you want to quadruple your income or build it even bigger, great, go ahead. But you become the new person at the bottom of the chain or the network. And then you build it out again, quadruple your income. But guess what? Everyone you tied yourself to gets a 50% pay raise because all that volume is going to flow through one side of their business. So it makes sure that organization is financially sound, and you trying to make more money adds to the security of the first or second or third, however many you have, of the businesses you built so that they don't fall apart while you expand. Okay? So I know you're not going to understand all this, but I want you to understand that one main point I said. We share 100% of 100%, no levels, and all the volume goes down to the newest partner you bring on, and it gets shared throughout the whole organization. No other company has that, and you have to understand how that works, and you got to wrap your head around it, especially if you're comparing other companies or things you're looking at, because you will not find anything this profitable based on a small number. You just won't see it. Okay, so let me kind of just bring it into a close. If someone shared this with you, fantastic. You're going to need to follow up with them right now. Send them a text message, send them an email, whatever, and just say, hey, I want to touch base real quick. I saw it. I got a lot of questions. Give them your feedback and go through some questions you have, and you may need some additional information. And so set that up. So here's what I'll tell you to do. First and foremost, register as a customer. Okay, that's an easy thing to do because you can get free access to it. You can try the shop local. You can get paid to shop. You can try out the site. You can also refer people to get a 0.5% cash back on anything they buy as well. So that's a really great thing to do. And make sure, by the way, you get Shop Buddy in addition to linking your card on Shop Local. The next thing is, if you have any interest or want to at least provide some feedback to the person who introduces to you, set that up. Set it up right now while this is fresh in your brain, because what ends up happening is 2 or 3 days passes by, and this is already confusing today. You start slowly forgetting the specifics of questions you had, and then a year passes by before you guys get together. While it's fresh, go through it, and you can have access to these slides. We can provide that to you, and we can really break down the math of this. And if it's something you're considering for yourself, then set up a time to talk about the specifics for that. You're going to want to know, what are the things that I have to know are ongoing business, activities, and what does it cost to start again? Make sure you have all of that outlined. The second thing I'd encourage you to do is make sure you have a plan that works around your schedule. So what do you want? How soon do you want it? What time do you have to put into this? And what is the timeline for us to start to get to that goal? And let's make sure you understand that it works for you, it works for us to work together. And if all of that works, then this is the right move for you to make. You're not going to know that today, which is why I would tell you to set that time up and go through the details, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up with this. If you stumbled upon this, or if you would like my specific feedback, feel free to send me any information or questions that you have. So you can access reaching out to me through the website, thestackgrp.com. You can email me, ryan@thestackgrp.com, or you can go in the description of this YouTube video and you can add a comment below. And just if you want to reach out to me that way, there's a lot of different ways to reach me. If there's anything I can do to help you, fantastic. If someone has shared this with you, you're in good hands. Reach out to them. But if there's something they can't answer, shoot the question back. I'll be happy to help you. And if you just discovered this somewhere on the internet, feel free to shoot me some comments there, and I can give the additional information or meet up with you. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. Good luck in whatever you decide to do, and look forward to talking with you soon. Take care.